Welcome, Capricorn, to your weekly love reading for March 19th to the 25th of 2018. So, a lot of you could have been experiencing, with the sun being in Pisces, a lot of energy where you may have been communicating a lot, maybe last month, well, into this month as well, and communicating about all the issues, kind of putting things out there on Front Street with your partner, with others. It could be around the home, dealing with your family environment. A lot of people could have been surrounding you. But as we move into the 21st of this month, the sun goes into Aries. That does activate your fourth house of home and family. So you may have noticed, for many of you out there could be a lot of tension around the home at times, especially dealing with what's right, who put what where, who's buying what, who's not buying what, who's taking care of responsibilities, who's not. Those things could be going on around the home as you kind of live your life at times, not all the time, but that could be some of the energy there. So the focus for this week towards the 21st will be that fourth house of home and family. So let's see what's going on with you when it comes to your romantic partner in love for Capricorn for March 19th to the 25th. Alright. Alright. So we do have the theme, the Nine of Cups. So happiness, you may be blissful, feeling this way around the home. So there is something that you may be yearning for. You may be dealing with a Leo. Leo had this as the very first card, I believe, that came out. So there are some smiles, there is some company that you might be having, your partner might be around, something is going on, we're feeling good. The Four of Wands, the home front is stable. You might have a move. It could be redecorating a home, having a home or housewarming party, something like that is going on, but something is good. You're feeling good, maybe with your partner or your family, if you are single, friends, different things like that. However, the Seven of Swords is here. A lot of times this is where you're either optimistic about something, anticipating something, and someone is being dishonest about it. You might be being dishonest, or the other person is, about potential success between you and them. Now, for some, you may be dealing with someone who, I don't want to just bring this up because it could have you worry, but for some of you, you may feel like you might feel like you're around someone who is not being honest with you. That's what I get a sense when I see this right here. So we'll see why that's there, though, but it does look good, though. The recent past is the Knight of Cups, so this is someone kind of coming to you. Maybe this is the continuation of them reaching out and maybe you accepting that love offer, but there could have been some turbulent things going on. Everything is not peachy because the Seven of Swords is there, but the Knight of Cups is someone that's reaching out, trying to get to know you, trying to communicate and offer some passion, maybe. All right. The Eight of Wands, communication is coming through, and I feel like you might be happy about that communication, but you can't decipher whether or not to take this person seriously or not. Maybe because of past motives, things that motivated them to kind of hide their emotions in the past. This could be you as well, but someone is not being honest, as there is communication that could be potentially coming through. And the Nine of Wands is there, so someone is lying. Someone is not being quite honest about this feel-good factor about love that could be there, and someone is you may be making sure, maybe you feel like someone is constantly texting someone else while they're under your nose, or while they're saying in a relationship with you, and that's what you could be feeling a bit wary about for some of you out there. So that's the energy that's coming in towards you. So you may be dealing with a partner who's protecting themselves because you've addressed certain things that you didn't like. Now they're kind of afraid that you might bring up something again, or some drama might unfold. All right. Your energy, the Two of Pentacles, indecisive about that person, because maybe intuitively you feel something is off, even if this person is saying certain things and they may not be living up to what they're saying, kind of lying, or some of you, this could be on your end, but this is some being indecisive about maybe two different romantic partners and what to do. All right. Now, how others are seeing you, the Five of Cups. You're having a good time, you're feeling good about certain things, but they might see that you are still internally going through some kind of mourning or bad memories of some kind of past conflict that you have been going through. and they know this. I feel your partner, this is how your partner, friends, and family might be seeing you. So they see that you're not feeling at your best right now, even if you are amongst them or they're amongst you. Just depends. So your partner, the Three of Wands, they are waiting for you, or maybe they're waiting for the right time for things to get to this level. Maybe sometimes you spend time together at times, other times you don't. Well, that could be for some, but others of you, they may be trying to focus on their own thing as well. For some, maybe you feel like you're with somebody who's underneath you, and maybe you feel like they're waiting for the right time to escape or something like that. Maybe you feel like that and you don't trust that person just yet, so you're waiting for that energy to pick up where you can trust them in their motives and what they're saying by the action that they do. I mean, by the actions that they, if they make a promise to commit or to be honest in the future, not to make the same mistakes, you're holding them to that. So I feel like that's part of, yeah, they're breaking away from these habits. You might be breaking away from these habits, these fears, whatever it might be. We'll see why this is there though. Let's see why the Seven of Swords is here for Capricorn. Clear by the Seven of Swords for Capricorn. Clear by the Seven of Swords. Two of Cups. Yeah, the soulmate energy for many of you out there. There is communication coming from them, but it's not all that you want to hear. It's not everything that you actually want for some. And it's almost like someone has to learn through your experience with one another, and still hold your ground when it comes to being honest, because that person will still continue to get away with certain things if you don't address them. So don't have a fear of addressing certain issues. All right. Let's clarify the Nine of Wands. About the Nine of Wands here for Capricorn. Stress, worries, maybe about conflict. It seems to me for some of you. Clarify the Nine of Wands for Capricorn. Yeah, the Hermit is here as well. So this is distress. You're stressed out about things not working out for some of you out there. Clarify the Five of Cups for Capricorn. Yes, in Aries that some of you could be dealing with, or you're dealing with a very controlling partner. Some of you could be very controlling in your relationship as well, and you might know that, and that could be something that you can't help. You might not be able to help who you are and how you handle things, but we all can help transform that aspect of ourselves. But also, if you're dealing with somebody who is very controlling, you're not liking that too much because they want their way, or it's the highway and you don't want them to head towards the highway. And that's part of this, maybe this addiction that you have for some, of holding on to them and having a fear of missing out on that relationship. Let's clarify the Three of Wands for your partner. Clarify the Three of Wands for Capricorn partner. Sagittarius had the same card in their position. The Knight of Swords, when I clarified it, and some of you could be dealing with that particular sign. Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer is here. But this is usually where, if there are arguments, if there are things that you're saying to that person, they may not be really listening. You might feel they're saying that they're taking it in, but you feel like they're not really hearing you. So someone is constantly maybe texting, arguing back and forth, but there are some issues. Some of you are dealing with someone who's dealing with an ex-partner who's having issues with someone that's like constantly texting them, calling them, and not being able to let up. That could be some issues. That's why that Seven of Swords energy is there. And clarify the Devil in reverse for Capricorn. Anger, frustration. A lot of you might have this as a personal issue that some of you might be dealing with. Anger management, often getting angry and not being able to settle down. And this is something that a lot of you might need counseling with, or even if you're dealing with a partner that's like that at times. All right. Oh, and let's see. I'm gonna clarify one more card. Clarify the Eight of Wands for Capricorn. Yeah, the Queen of Cups is here. Two different signs. For those of you who are very, very spiritual and understand what I'm saying when I mention this, sometimes we can telepathically communicate with one another. Does that mean, things on the earthly realm? No. But spiritually, you can communicate with your soulmate at times if you have that ability. And these are through dreams, through song, through different things that actually happen. But I feel like with that communication, you have to read between the lines, because the other person might not be seeing all that there is, and if the things that they're kind of holding back, sometimes we have to fill that in the best way that we can, what the good or the bad about it, I feel. All right, so let's see what's going on with Capricorn for from the Romance Angels for March 19th to the 25th. New love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings, and this is still working through that progress. Even if this is someone that you've been talking to for a year and a half, been on and off, you're still getting to know this person. It's still new love, and maybe they're still dealing with someone else from their past, and you're having to wait for the right time for that to grow into something more stable, I feel. And releasing yourself from that devil energy is releasing yourself from that relationship that didn't have stability, that wasn't healthy for you. All right, you can see messages for Capricorn for March 19th to the 25th. Make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps that you're guided to take. Some of you might be resisting, you might be holding back, staying with what you knew from the past, for some of you out there, but it does take for you to communicate your needs, and sometimes that communication may not be the best, or you might not receive the response that you want. You might not receive response at all, but when that card does come up, it's saying that someone, you might send a message out, someone might ignore it, but they're sending you messages through the spirit realm in a way to confirm that things are there, that they're working through something else that is very tense, maybe some kind of drama or conflict from a third party. See what I mean? So I hope that the messages did help you out some way. That's your reading. Lots of love to you, lots of light, tons of healing vibes, and make sure that if you would like a private or personal reading, you can go to the website psychicloveheals.com and schedule something specifically for your energy. Have a go.